Hey guys, Praveen here, and today I wanted to take a look at the state of CSS 2024 survey results. I've been writing CSS for a long time now, like 10 years, I think. So I'm very much interested in what people think about the CSS, how in which direction it's going. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's start this. Oh, they have a t-shirt. That's nice. Okay, let's start with the demographics. Okay, so almost 10,000 people, okay, have taken this survey, and it's majorly USA, is India here. Oh, it's 14th. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, it's majorly USA, Germany, and UK. That's somewhat predictable. Age 30 to 39, 42% is great, I think. Okay, this is also mostly predictable. Years of experience. So I come under this 20%, probably over 30 years of CSS experience. That's crazy. Okay, and the company says so. My company is again somewhere around here, this 21%, and apparently most everyone's over here. 1% company, that's also good. Okay, that's 10%. Okay, yearly income. This is mostly divided by USA versus the world. Um, yeah, but mostly I wanted to see like the CSS features. Mm, higher education degree, yeah, is related fit. Okay, so probably IT professionals write CSS. That makes sense. Okay, and gender is man, 87%. This needs to change definitely. Most of the people I work with are women who writes front end code in my enterprise company. But yeah, this probably needs to change. And South Asian, probably that's probably Indian. Ethnicity, white, that's expected. Where's the yeah? Okay, the next is features. Okay, and yeah, Kevin Powell is in these sources. Okay, yeah, how many people came from for this survey? Yeah, Kevin Powell is great for that. Okay, let's move on to the juicy stuff. Features. Okay, so this is the latest features or the most used features. Okay, and it's grouped by experience. So 75% have used CSS filter effects and liked it. 17% heard of it. 6.9% never heard of it. Okay, that's good. CSS filter effects, blur, brightness, contrast. It's great. This majorly works to fill the gap between what I design in Figma and how I code it in CSS. Because if I change the color contrast of an image in Figma, I have to export that image and then re-upload it in the HTML. That used to be the case, but since all the CSS filter effects have been in the browser, that's mostly been not used. Has that's also great. Tailwind mostly depends has for the Tailwind typography plugin and everything, but yeah, it's been great. Interesting sizing. Oh, sizing keywords. That's also a new feature. The VH, the fit content. It's amazing aspect ratio. Again, the Tailwind plugin now uses this one, so that's been great. Scroll behavior, amazing. Min max clamp is the one that I've been mostly used. It's very easy in Figma, but coming to CSS, you now it's easier with this clamp function. Backdrop filter, backdrop filter is great, but I think this comes under CSS filter, right? Focus visible, CSS nesting, the first color scheme, so all 50. Okay. Yeah, all this font display has been there for a long time now, but yeah, all this has been great. I think for right now, because I've used React Native for a while now, I think CSS is like the best styling solution for any language because it has like lots of things like similar to things in trigonometric functions. Yeah, it has lots of things. The light dark, which has been great. So yeah, CSS has lots of things which makes it a better styling solution than anything else. I used SwiftUI for a while and I coded with it. It's okay, but yeah, again, nothing compares to CSS. Hanging punctuation. Oh, this hanging punctuation. I didn't know about that. Okay, these are all in the reading list. Yeah, I didn't know about hanging punctuation. It's very easy in Figma, but yeah, I didn't know CSS had hanging punctuation. Okay, hanging punctuation is like if you add a quotation right over here, maybe these quotations has it. I don't know. This quotation doesn't have it, but hanging punctuation is like, yeah, if you add some sort of quotation, if you enable the hanging punctuation, it will come before the whole box of the text. So yeah, it's great. It's very easy in Figma right now, but yeah, that's great. Offset path, yeah, I know about these view timeline. Yeah, I didn't know about hanging punctuation. That's great. Okay, yeah, this has been cool. Libraries and tools. Tailwind CSS is number one, obviously. Tailwind CSS probably made my career. It it taught me about a lot of stuff, and it was one of the main things that vitalized me to move from being a developer to a designer, because once I got hang of the design systems and everything from Tailwind CSS, designing was much more fun again, and so I moved from my career is more from the full-time developer to a full-time designer, which is great. But yeah, Tailwind CSS is amazing. Bootstrap, great. Before Tailwind, I totally used only Bootstrap, and design great. All of these things are great, and open props is another thing that looks amazing. I have to use it in somewhere, but it's just a collection of variables like Tailwind CSS. Mostly Tailwind design system, it has its own design system that you can use in your code. So it's just a culture and variables that you can use in your code, which is great. So yeah, I like that. Okay, moving on to CSS in JS. I've never used any CSS in JS. Things rather than style components I've used on some projects that I have helped on, but I don't like the whole concept of CSS in JS. It's very anti-pattern to me, and React Native uses CSS in JS, and I don't like it most of the time. SAS, oh, so post process SAS is still number one. So yeah, again, before Tailwind I used SAS all the time. Now only post CSS or Lightning CSS with Tailwind. Yeah, but it's amazing to see SAS still in the first place. Yeah, Prettier utilities, okay, yeah, Prettier is great. Auto prefixer is great. Stylelint is great. Everything here looks amazing for basically formatting, minifying your CSS. Browsers, okay. While the four big browsers still dominate, just Orc is slowly creeping up in the browser. I don't know if it will still creep up, because the creators of Orc doesn't really seem to update it. But yeah, Chrome, Firefox, Safari is my browser choice because it's fast, it's very minimal. I like working in it, but when I'm developing something, I still use Chrome. I've never used Firefox that much, but yeah, Chrome and Safari is still my number one. Yeah, that's been good. Next, CSS usage. Testing environments, desktop 99%. Yeah, that's still true. Smartphone, tablet. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, most of the things, unless it should be very high production ready, that's when I go to testing on smartphone, tablet. But most of the time it's testing on desktop with various responsive sizes. Okay. And CSS usage, yeah, web apps make sense, blogs and other text heavy sites make sense, marketing sites and landing pages. Yeah, well, this data is unsurprising. Yeah, these data are not on CSS art and illustrations. That's new. Printed documents. Yeah, e-commerce sites. Yeah. What are these? Cut off answers. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. These make sense. These are all the things that we use so far, and these are all the things that we will use. But yeah, web apps being number one, I think. Yeah, that's good. But marketing sites and landing pages, that's where I use most of my creative CSS for. Web apps is just grids and colors the most of the time. Okay, industry sector, programming and technical tools. Okay, so CSS is mostly used for programming and technical tools. That's good to know. Consulting services, of course, e-commerce and retail. Yeah, mostly because that's where the money is. Okay, yeah, this makes sense. I thought finance would be higher than e-commerce, but yeah, this makes sense. CSS usage. Whether you build websites professionally or just dabble, there's no wrong way to use CSS. But I would like to see this 27% who use CSS as a hobby. But I miss the MySpace days where everyone learns CSS, because I think CSS is like one of the easiest things to learn, at least the basic stuff. The colors, you can just add color red and it works, right? So yeah, I wish more people learn CSS. It's amazing. Design methodology. I implement other people's design. I create my own design in design apps and then implement them in CSS. I implement my own designs directly in CSS. Okay, most of the developers will come under this category, which is 60%. I implement other people's designs. That's fine. I come under here. I create my own design in Figma and then I implemented them in CSS, which is 14%. And I don't like these people. I implement my own designs directly in CSS. You can do that, but I don't think you'll get the design that you could have, because when I try to do something directly in HTML and CSS, it works, but it's just the bare minimum that can be done. But when I created something in Figma, I have like this infinite canvas mentality where it just seems like I can do anything, and then I do what's like the best version that I can do, and then I worry about coding it in CSS later. But yeah, jumping directly into CSS I would not recommend. That's because I don't like it. CSS is just a balance. Okay, so this is like people use 100% CSS. Who uses 100% CSS or 100% JS? Who uses 100% JS? That's even more crazy. Okay, again 50-50 is like the place to be, but most of the things that you need JS to style something can be done with CSS right now, because CSS has lots of new features, and it's very easy to do anything in a website with CSS. So yeah, I think everyone will go up in this area, moving mostly to CSS soon. But this is never acceptable. For styling, I don't need JS at all for anything, because of this one anchor positioning that's coming soon. The main thing that we used JS is for like the tooltip positioning. So when you hover on something, it shows this tooltip, right? So that's going to be that's most of the time I needed JS for that, but now anchor positioning is coming, which is great. You can just use CSS for those things, which is great. Container queries, yeah, that needs more browser compatibility. Subgrid grid has been great, I think. Grid is for layout. I mostly use grid right now. For small, for a small layout like this. So if I needed to put this in a single row, I use flex. But mostly for like main sidebar, main content things, I use grid right now. and subgrid is going to be helpful in that too. A view transition API, you can't wait for that to be everywhere, especially fully in Safari. This has been good. Missing features makes sense. I don't know if I need makes sense in CSS. That has been great for great in SAS, but I don't know if I use need makes sense, especially in Tailwind. But yeah, everything else, yeah, definitely machinery is needed. And yeah, as I said, everything is coming. So CSS is like it's very fast right now. I hope that continues. As this has been browser support, yeah, Tailwind CSS. Yeah, people have a problem with Tailwind, right? So these are the comments for Tailwind. Okay. Too many people using Tailwind, yeah, that's definitely a problem. Too many people. Tailwind doesn't see it. It seems they do not understand Cascade at all. I guess so, but you know, having CSS and JS, they don't understand the basic concept of CSS, so you can say that. But at the end of the day, the name Cascade doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you need something to make your web apps look nice. I think Tailwind does that perfectly. Okay. State of technologies. Well, we do love to complain about the state of things. Is that a typo? Okay. It happens out of happiness levels. It turns out happiness level remains surprising constant over the years. Oh, happiness levels. Okay. Okay, that makes sense, but I wish there was some higher tick here. Okay. Oh, this is the state of CSS. Okay. 3.1. Okay. What is 2.9? Okay, at least it's a little bigger than state of technology. Okay. Next, resources. Oh yeah. I use CSS strips. So this is resources for blogs and magazine. I use CSS strips all the time, which is 28%. Smashing Magazine, 18%. CSS Weekly makes sense. Kevin Paul, he's been amazing. Okay, courses and training material again. MDN YouTube, Kevin Paul, Josh makes sense. Medudev, I think he's a Spanish YouTuber, if I'm not wrong. Okay. Podcast, syntax, app standards. Yeah, I've listened to all the top 5 all the time. Okay, and video creators, Kevin Paul, of course, and Fireship. Okay, and Theo is there. I don't think Theo talks about CSS that much, but okay. So we need more CSS YouTubers and people. Kevin, Adam, Josh, Leo. Okay, this is like the perfect list. Yeah, all these people are like the best people in CSS. Yeah, this is great. Other surveys, okay. And the awards, most used feature is CSS filter fix. That's great. Okay. Least used feature is hanging punctuation. Yeah, I didn't even know that CSS had hanging punctuation. Okay. Most loved features, subgrade, of course. Most commented features, also subgrade. Okay. Yeah, subgrade is great. I wish it has like even better browser support so that I can use it everywhere. But yeah, most used features is filter effects. Yeah, that absolutely makes sense. Next conclusion. Over the past few years, CSS has evolved so much that keeping up with all the new features feels like a full-time job. This means there are many topics and ideas to explore and experiment with. For example, after being requested for years, CSS has turned out to be one of the most powerful additions to CSS and significantly reduced the need for JavaScript. To me, it's comparable to the transition from using CSS flows to Flexbox, which allowed us to create nearly any layout we could imagine. CSS container size and style queries are also game changers for building components that need to work in different contexts. Currently, only size containers have full support across all major browsers, though their adoption remains limited. Yeah, CSS container queries should be coming soon. I'm not sure, if it even has full support on all major places, because I work mostly in enterprise apps, and that should have like 100% support. So I don't envision me using container queries anytime soon. But for my side projects, I'll consider using that. Looking ahead to 2025, I hope to see a wider usage of size container queries, full browser support for scroll-driven animations, style queries, and anchor positioning. What more could we ask for? Yeah, I think CSS is doing great right now at adding features. So if you have scroll-driven animations, I don't think we need to use JS for anything. Yeah, I think that's it. State of CSS 2024 has been amazing so far. And let me know if you need separate videos on any of these features. I know most of them, I use most of them, but let me know if you need any separate videos explaining any of the features that's here, and I can make a video about them. Yeah, I think that's all. Bye bye.